Okay. Hello, Demetris. We will start with Mark Weiser.
Okay.
Hey, Demetris, how's it going?
Good.
I wanted to ask you, I know you've had several offensive coordinators during your college career. How do you think, the fit is for you in the way Todd Monken's running this offense?
It's great. I'm just doing what I'm told. Just trying to execute and be a team player for the team.
Okay, we'll go to Anthony Dasher.
Hey, Demetris, good to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
It's maybe kind of a different question for you, but what's one promise you made to yourself before this season began? For example, no matter what happens this year, I'm going to do blank.
Win the national championship. It's like number one on my list. I'm a senior, and we have the extra year, but I just really want to dial in and the team dial in and win a natty for the.
What about for you as an individual?
Individually,
Yeah.
just like with everything's going on with the coronavirus, for us to not to be able to play the season and now playing the season, just being healthy and going out there and trying to win every game and just be the best teammates for the quarterback, for the new quarterbacks that came in, and trying to be an open target for them.
Thanks, man.
Okay, we will go to Chip Towers.
D-Rob, I'm curious to get your viewpoint. When you look, you were like a trailblazer, one of the first major conference transfers. And now it seems like guys are transferring everywhere. One week to another. Just what are your thoughts about what you're seeing in college football, and do you feel like a little bit of a trailblazer based on what you did 3 years ago now?
I never looked at it that way. I did it because I want to be closer to my family, and my family needed me, and what's the best place to come back home. And but I never really thought about being a trailblazer. But as you say, I'm accepting of it, and I'm glad the student athletes have an option to go where they wanted to go and do what they needed, be what they need to be.
And a couple of years later, how do you feel about having made that decision now that you're a senior?
Oh yeah, I feel great. I feel great to be back home. I feel great to be with my people, with my Georgians. I feel great to be around my family, around Coach Smart, who recruited me at Alabama. I feel great. I want to bring a championship here to Georgia, me and my teammates.
Thank you.
Okay, we will go to Seth Emerson and then Connor Riley.
Hey, Demetris. I guess just as quick as you can on a Zoom call, how do you reflect on your career and where you are right now? I know when fans still ask, why hasn't Demetris blown up into this all SEC, all American type guy? How do you sum up your career and where you go now?
I sum it as just what God wanted me to be. I'm put in positions that I'm supposed to be put in. I'm listening to the coach, and wherever they need me to be, then that's what I'm gonna be. I never really looked at the outside of what people say. I always stay within the family of the University of Georgia.
Hey, Demetris, when you first transferred in that first year from Cal, how difficult was that transition for you, especially given, your last year at Cal, you were coming off a pretty serious, I believe, ankle injury?
Groin injury, yeah.
Groin injury.
Can you repeat the question again? I forgot.
Yeah, just what was that first year like where you were transitioning into Georgia and sort of getting accustomed to everything, and how difficult was that for you?
It was difficult just because I took a couple months off. So me being in shape and how Coach Smart, his standard of practicing and his way of executing, I wasn't up to par with that. But I quickly got up to par and what he needed me to do. And I always had guys in front of me. Had Riley, had Terry, you had Miko, all those guys in front of me that has been through the system. And you guys just have to work your turn like everybody else.
Okay, next we will go to Jake Rowe and then Brandon Sudge.
Demetris, you and Kieris have been at Georgia around the same amount of time, and I mean he's battled injuries galore for 2 years. What's it been like, kind of seeing him grow, seeing him have this amount of success he's having, and what kind of player what kind of guy is he off the field?
It's tremendous. See him work. His attention to detail and in the play, and him just being a team player. Whatever what coach wanted him to be, he's there. He's always on time. He's a hard worker on and off the field.
What's he like as just like a guy to hang out with? I mean, he's so serious with us, but what's he like for you guys?
No, he's just really he's really cool, laid back guy, chill, really family oriented, just really about his business, really.
Hey, Demetris, in terms of the offense as a whole, what do you feel like the next step is that y'all need to take in terms of production, and how do you go about reaching that point?
I feel like the next step that we need to take is just mastering the little things, the details. I think Coach put up like last week we had like 85 yards of penalties, and we were like the last in SEC. Like those are just little things that can set us back. You know, those little things that can put extra points on the board. Just us mastering the details and just believing in the system. You know, Coach Monkey he's only been here for like 6-7 months, so just mastering the details and believing in the system. And I feel like we're doing a better job each week, and just focus on one opponent at a time.
Okay, next we will go to Palmer Tomes and then Griffin Callahan.
Yeah, Demetris, George is kind of seen as the number one receiver in most people's eyes. There's obviously others that are involved in the passing game. How do you think having him out there opens things up for other guys on the field?
Oh, of course. I see a lot of the times, like when he's out there, he's double coverage. So it allows everybody else to be one-on-one. And, you know, it's just us being in Coach Monken's offense, it's more like more of a simple offense. It's not really too complex. So it allows us to not really think too much, but just to get open, run our routes, get to our depth, and beat our defender. And that's what we do, and that's what we practice every week.
Yeah, hey Demetris. Going back to Kieris, what do you think that he's done, and what have you seen to him leading up to this year, and how he's kind of having a breakout year?
Mm-hmm. Just like I said, just him focused on the details, him being a hard worker, him studying the opponent, him just believing in Coach Monken offense and running the offense to perfection. That's what we try to do every day, trying to run our routes to perfection, get our assignments down to perfection. And that's what he does. He's very serious, as one of you guys said. And when it's time to focus in, he's locked in, and he's passionate about the game.
Vince McCurley, do you have a question?
Yes. Hey, Demetris, besides guys like George and Kieris, who are some other receivers, maybe freshmen, that have stepped up in the receiving room, maybe fall camp and
yes,
season?
I'm sorry to cut you off. But we got Jermaine, we got Marcus, we got J-Rob. Those guys, especially Marcus and Jermaine, those guys have stepped up tremendously. And to come in to play in the SEC and to play in this pandemic and to do the things that they do, and the ball skills that they have, the speed that they play with, and the knowledge of the game that they have is tremendous. And Georgia's going to have two great receivers for the next upcoming years with those guys. And they're just getting better every day in practice. And you guys will see it eventually.
Okay, we will open it up for 2 more questions. Does anybody have a question?
Demetris, you were talking earlier about that extra year of eligibility that I guess is out there now. Is that something that you think you and some of your teammates will consider when the season's winding down?
Yes. I think so. We haven't really focused on that just because we want to focus on the season, focus on our opponent. But I'm sure we're gonna talk with Coach Smart and our teammates and the rest of our other teammates. We'll get down to those decisions when the time